A man buys a second-hand car only to discover that there was something hidden inside. Can you guess what it was? Buying a second-hand vehicle is much cheaper than a new car. With a little repair and updating, it will surely work fine. One should thoroughly check all the electronic parts of the car, inspect its functionality, and observe every important detail before investing. A guy was thinking about this when he bought a second-hand vehicle at a car auction. He had this strange idea of where he could find a great car at a lower price since he only had a limited budget, but he wanted a good car, and he also wanted to know where it came from. With his limited budget in mind, he embarked on a quest to find a reliable vehicle at an affordable price, driven by a desire for quality and a keen curiosity about its origins. Since his budget was limited, this man had to look for a place where he could get a car in very good condition, and on top of that, he also needed to get a good price for it. This guy decided to buy a second-hand car because he needed it for work. He had thought about it 1,000,000 times before making the decision to buy one. His decision to purchase a second-hand car for work stemmed from both his financial constraints and his meticulous consideration of his needs. He already had the funds, as this was going to be an investment and not just an expense. However, this man had some problems on his mind. One was how much money he would need and where he would buy the car he wanted, which made everything more interesting. This guy would not settle for a used car dealership. On the contrary, he had a very strange idea of where you could get your car cheaper. This guy had the strangest idea of where he would get a car safe enough for him. Decided to go to a police auction. Would you also think of such an idea? Maybe some have done it, and some wouldn't even dare to do it. But for this guy, going to a police auction was one of the safest places where he could get a legitimate car, in good condition and at a very affordable price. And since the police had confiscated it, this meant that there would be no chance of anyone claiming it as theirs. Do you think it was a smart idea? While it may seem unconventional, his choice to buy a car from a police auction was a savvy move. It ensured a reliable vehicle at a budget-friendly price, free from potential ownership disputes. Sometimes, unique solutions can lead to great outcomes. While browsing the internet for police auction dates, he found and got one that fit his schedule. I was very excited for that day to come, as I had been waiting patiently for it. It was the day of the scheduled police auction, and this guy was preparing to go to the event and arrive as early as possible. So, he arrived as soon as he could, then registered as one of the bidders. I was excited because I felt like I was going to do a great deal. And when the host started announcing the first car that would be auctioned, this guy hoped to find the best vehicle for him, but at an affordable price. At the end of the auction, a nice Jeep was scored. Amidst the excitement and anticipation of the auction, the unexpected discovery of a high-quality vehicle adds a surprising twist to the story, leaving the guy feeling fortunate and satisfied with his purchase. Of course, buying a used vehicle may result in some of its parts not working properly. This was the case with the electric window. For some reason, it was not damaged. This man was happy with the vehicle he got at the police auction. It was much cheaper than he expected, and he thought he had made the best decision in purchasing it. But after a while, he noticed that the power window was not working properly. I had already paid for it in cash, so there was no way to return it. In the documents he signed, there was a clear no return, no exchange policy. So his only option at that point was to try to fix the window on his own. He had a little experience in auto mechanics, and perhaps that would prove an easy task for him. I just needed to open it, check and inspect what could be wrong, and then fix it. Fixing the broken power window was something this man thought was something he could fix himself. Furthermore, he did not think about going to a mechanic since he had already spent all his money on buying the Jeep. He had a little experience in auto mechanics, so he was confident he could fix it on his own. When you buy a car, whether new or used, it is always a pleasure to fix any damage it has. He prepared all the tools he would need to open the car window before heading straight to the garage to check the Jeep. While inspecting it, he had the feeling that there was something a little strange in the window compartment of the vehicle. As he carefully examined the window compartment, a sense of curiosity and anticipation welled up inside him, prompting him to investigate further and uncover the secrets hidden within the car. As the man inspected the Jeep's window pane, he realized something wasn't right. He quickly removed the inner window pane and examined what was inside. As soon as the window pane came off, he saw a strange object. He thought the frame had been opened and mended earlier. With a mix of curiosity and apprehension, he carefully examined the object, trying to make sense of its presence within the window compartment. The sight of the seemingly tampered frame only added to his intrigue, fueling his determination to unravel the mystery hidden within the vehicle. At first he felt scared because he thought there might be something inside that was not good to see. In the plots of most movies, people often find drugs, guns, jewelry, gold bars, or tons of money in secret compartments of an abandoned vehicle or getaway car. He was a little hesitant, but his curiosity pushed him to check what was hidden in the window pane. After opening the window panel of the Jeep, the boy saw a small black bag trapped between the wires connecting the power window panel. Surely this was the reason why the window power system was not working. Of course, at this point in history, that fact was no longer so relevant. At first, I was a little skeptical about opening it. His hands were shaking. He carefully took the black bag and placed it on the driver's seat. He paused for a moment, and since he was already holding the bag, he had the crazy feeling that it looked like a wad of money. But he discarded the idea and left the garage to get some air. After a few minutes, he returned to the garage, grabbed the small black bag, and headed to his room. His mind raced with questions and uncertainties as he carried the bag to his room, unable to shake off the strange feeling that lingered from his earlier observation. While the boy was inside his room, he put the black bag on the table and looked at it for a few more minutes. He was still thinking about whether it was right to open it, even if it wasn't his. Well, technically, it belonged to him at the time, as he was the new owner of the second-hand Jeep. After the boy opened the black bag, he was surprised by what he saw inside. They were 7 piles of something with letters and numbers written on them. He got a pair of scissors and tried to open the first package, and found a package of $10 bills. When he opened the next one, the boy was even more surprised to see what was inside. With each package revealing more unexpected contents, the man's astonishment grew, leaving him both intrigued and bewildered by the mysterious discovery within the Jeep's window compartment. The guy was shocked after seeing tons of bills. He was impressed with that, so he opened all the remaining stacks. After those $10 bills, he opened a stack of $20 bills, and then bundles of $50 and $100 bills. In short, it looked like a package of money left there for some theft or fraudulent sale of drugs, or something similar. But at this point, the friend did not know the origin of all that money. How would you react if you were that guy? What would you do first? Would you report it to the police, or would you just keep it to yourself? Those were some of the questions in the back of this guy's mind. But what he did next will definitely surprise us all, no doubt. So what did he do next? Continue reading to find out. The man's mind was consumed with questions and uncertainties, pondering whether to report the discovery to authorities or keep it to himself. If you got a bunch of bundles of bills of various denominations in your newly purchased car at a police auction, would you be able to handle all that money? The total amount of money the guy found in his newly purchased second-hand Jeep was still unknown. The only thing we can say is that these photos do not have captions or any explanation as to how much the total value of the dollars he received inside the small black bag was. What do you think this guy will do with all the money? Would you keep it to yourself? Would you tell your family or friends? Or would you call the police to report it? The boy was still stunned because he didn't know what to do with the money. But what he decided to do next will surprise us all. The weight of his decision hung heavy as he grappled with the moral dilemma before him. Well, every brain is different. You won't believe what this man was able to do after getting this much money. Read on to find out what he did. What this guy did with his discovery was very surprising. After taking photos of the black bag and the piles of money in it, he publicly uploaded these photos online. If you were this guy, would you do the same? Well, for one thing, maybe he shared it to show off or for fame. It could also have been for the purpose of tracking down who owned the money. Because if the owner saw these photos, would he know that this was his money, and would he try to contact the guy? Or could it mean it was all a lie? Did he just make it up and do it all just to get the attention of online communities? But the boy's next move was even stranger. As if without much thought, suddenly he deleted all the information he had documented and published, including photos, as if to leave no traces. We can't say exactly what this guy was thinking when he posted everything online. He had photos of him near the piles of money. Others were there. He was holding the money, showing it to the world, as if he was bragging about the money. He uploaded all of that without even considering that his life could be in danger if all of that were true. But after a few hours, all the uploaded images of the dollar bills he had found inside a small black bag were deleted, leaving no trace behind. It was as if nothing had happened. He even deleted his online profile so that no one could track or locate him. The sudden disappearance of the images and the deletion of his online profile only add another layer of mystery to the story, leaving people wondering about the motives behind his actions and fueling further speculation about the true origins of the money and the identity of the person who found it. Nobody knows the answer to this question, but some people came up with theories about how the money ended up inside the vehicle's electronic window panel. Some say the guy did it all to show off. Others think the images could have been fake, and some claim it was all planned to trick and attract people's attention. Well, no one knows if all this was true. But the media wasn't going to let this go so easily. They were still investigating and looking for clues to locate the roots of this impressive online publication that caught everyone's attention, and we are all waiting to see how this story will end. The mysterious circumstances surrounding the discovery of the money only serve to heighten public interest and speculation, ensuring that this captivating story remains at the forefront of news headlines and social media discussions until its resolution. As individuals continue to speculate and offer theories about the origins of the cash and the motives behind its placement within the vehicle, the intrigue surrounding the story only deepens, captivating audiences and fueling curiosity about its eventual outcome. The new owner of the second-hand Jeep wasn't the only one who was shocked after purchasing the car and finding a bag of cash inside, but so were people who saw the photos he posted online. In many stories, be it movies or most thriller book novels, electric window panels are the perfect hiding place to hide illegal drugs, money, jewelry, or any important documents that one may hide, bury, or keep. Everyone was puzzled as to how the money was put inside the car in the first place. The questions are, who owns this money? And will the owner claim it if he sees the photos online? And so on. The discovery of unexpected items hidden within a vehicle adds intrigue to the situation, leaving both the new owner and online viewers pondering the mysterious origins of the cash and its rightful ownership. There really are a lot of things you can do with a bundle of money, like the one the friend with the Jeep got. Of course, keeping all that money brings to mind the ethical question: does all that money belong to you? It seems like a lot of people had similar stories like this. They also claim to have found a huge bag of cash in their second-hand purchased vehicles, and what is surprising is the fact that many of them have chosen to report the money to the police. They thought it wasn't theirs, and it could have also endangered their lives if they kept it to themselves. If this situation happened to you, if you found a large amount of money inside the car you bought, what would you do with the money? Would you keep it to yourself? Would you tell your family what you had found? Or would you immediately call the police to report it? The media continued to revive this story. They were still trying to dig deeper into what happened to the large amount of money that was discovered. This story first appeared in 2013 and is now resurfacing again in the hopes of finding out more about what the real deal was behind the online images posted by a man who bought a second-hand car and found a fortune inside the window panels. Since the owner of the Jeep can no longer be located and all of his past uploaded images have already been deleted, well, what can happen then? As the media tirelessly pursues this mysterious tale, the elusive owner's disappearance and deleted online images only deepen the intrigue. The true story behind the fortune concealed in the car's window panels remains a captivating enigma. Most people who have read and seen this story have suggested that car dealers should include unit inspection and verification as one of their responsibilities to prevent this type of occurrence. All parts of the car should be thoroughly checked to make sure that they all pass quality control, and there should be no problems with any unit of the car as a whole. Sellers must inspect cars before listing them for sale. Even if they were used cars, they could be sold at a lower price. What can you suggest about this? Indeed, thorough inspections by car dealers could enhance consumer trust and ensure safer purchases. Transparent listings, fair pricing, and diligent evaluations can benefit both buyers and sellers in the pre-owned car market, promoting confidence and reliability. Due to these types of stories circulating on the internet, people have started checking all parts of the car, to the point of also examining all the window panels of the entire car to avoid this type of situation. They also do this to avoid endangering their lives and the lives of their families. We already know that not only can money be hidden inside cars, drugs and firearms can also be stored. It's all illegal and can get a person in trouble once they meet. We should be careful when purchasing these types of vehicles, and we should carry out proper tests and verify the cars before making the purchase and sale transaction. Ensuring that vehicles undergo thorough inspection and testing helps mitigate potential risks and ensures that buyers are making informed decisions, safeguarding both their investment and safety on the road. Different surveys created. After this story went viral on the internet, this tale about a man who bought a second-hand car and discovered that there was a bag of dollars inside one of his window panes. So many surveys were created asking people what would do in such a situation. The widespread interest generated by this story prompted the creation of numerous surveys, each seeking to gauge public opinion on how individuals would respond if they found themselves in a similar scenario. Did you like this touching and surprising story? If so, we invite you to leave us a comment expressing your opinion. If you want to continue enjoying inspiring stories like this one, subscribe to our channel or check out the other videos shown at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for your cooperation.